that doctor in England, the repercussions of it all, the repercussions were just diabolical. That family went so crazy that they were saying that I'd had a child. I mean, I don't even know where to begin on that one. It's money, you see, because when you're Trinity, or when you're connected to certain people, that people think that you have money. I'm not really connected to them. They have made choices that I would not, nor would my mother. So what actually happened was Weinstein actually had us all over a barrel. And so the only thing Mum could do was that she went to every single one of his movies, every single one, with a pen and paper, and to get things on him. I'm in pretty much all his movies. I don't watch them. He is revolting. When Mum started to go to the movies, he then changed his logo to one of the things I'd written about. You'll see there's angles. You'll see the angles. There look quite a few. I actually know 3 studios. So when I said, can you just please show her the intro, I think that she deserves to see the intro. And not only that, why aren't you listening to me? Why has it taken this? Why do I have to, I go through life not telling anybody anything, because I don't want people to know. Yeah, it's me. Mum, also, you're not quite grasping my mother's connections, who she inspired. You've got hold of the person and you have totally abused, slandered and neglected, and your staff have ganged up. So legally you have every right to reject an application, a client, and you need to distance yourself from these members that are under investigation. Because you can't deny it anymore. How many times have I told you this is what's going on? You can't do the child abuse thing, turn the other way. We didn't know. You've known for all this time. You simply claim that as a religious company, at no time would you ever invade another person's religion, and due to the diet and also you as a company that are looking after the elderly, it should worry you that you have Dr. Jenny Davidson coming in and drugging the mother of the daughter that made a statement against a doctor who was sniffing his fingers. It should worry you that you have been placed in this position. And then what you do is you contact a Jewish place. But before you do all that, you're going to show my mum the webpage, and you are going to show her the Matrix intro. On top of that, you are going to get video. You're a chain. You have money. It has not been a pleasure being in contact with you. Your staff are cruel. It's a cruel thing to do to me, to not put me through. When I complained about Tamika and said she does not go near my mother, do you know what they did? They then left her all day without a toilet break. So they've overdrugged her. They've left her without a toilet break. That is disgusting. Also, one of the carers gave her some water and she immediately wet herself. She hasn't done it since. You really, really do not want this coming out. I do not thank you for your time. Your time has been neglect and torture. Also, if you want to check on the 24th of September, that's when they had the premiere of The Matrix. That's my birthday, and I was ringing and I said, please, my mum really likes Emily Blunt. People seem to think that we're similar. I want her to go and see. It was on my birthday. It was in Launceston. Go and see The Jungle Cruise. I actually have quite connections there, and Mum actually had about 3 or 4 meetings in New York, and each time she really liked that person. The only time I've ever seen her react is when we met the grandfather of that person, and I was quite shocked that my mother even was capable of liking anyone that came near me, to be quite frank. She's quite territorial for reasons. When she saw that person each time, she was like, "You're like my brother." She couldn't believe that there was someone that was like her brother. She loves her brother. Her brother is 6'4". She likes very, very tall men. I think, yeah, I've never seen my mother like that ever. And she even after the Bloomingdale's incident, she even acknowledged my past suitors. She even acknowledged it, and she never does. My mum was never impressed by them. She saw them that they were connected to Weinstein and that would only do harm, and she was right. So what happened? So you understand, I went to Canada, spoke out about D'Angelo, then went back to Australia. They did that nasty thing, so I reported it. And then I end up in New York. I'm obviously Weinstein came to the place, got Epstein to New Jersey. So I'm one of the women behind the Me Too movement. So Green is the one that will be the final one, and the guardianship. You know, 1 second they're pretending they don't know anything. The next, of course, they know everything. He even tried to give me therapy, but it was threatening therapy. Delicious the way they set themselves up. They threw at me that, you know, I was deluded. Well, Lord Peter Hain went to House of Commons and spoke out. They're getting green, definitely getting green. He took all their pensions, and so that was another thing that the guardianship decided. But the reality was, it's pick up, drop off, pick up, drop off. That's why the shock treatment was done. And also they wanted to get their own back, right? Because when anybody ever speaks out, they give you a good kicking, and they had Mum. And they are using you. You need to distance yourself. You also need to really interview all your staff. And NOREE is very ill. You're not grasping how ill she is. There's other people in my life that they appear very kind and very sweet, and they are actually the nicest of the bunch, but they're ill. You know, if you hang around crazy, you're going to end up crazy. The home, the carers have every right to get in a second opinion. This thing that another thing, my mum can't go for a walk in the garden because she could fall and you'd be in blame. But you understand, with no exercise and no, I mean, her mental health, I didn't have internet for 10 days and I couldn't contact her. And so I finally contacted her, and there was no tone in her voice. You think, really bad diet, no contact with the outside world, sitting in a chair, no bathroom break. And you're hurting her tummy with all that dairy and that pig. Ugh, who eats pig? So do not confuse my gentle tone with compliance. There's an investigation, and this goes to them. It goes to 5 separate government departments. You know, I always get the person, always. I will target. But this, you are now involved in, and you are involved in a big way. Dr. PAECH's resume for abuse is fucking awesome. Like,